Welcome to the Chamber Neighbors Podcast, a show highlighting Chapin's community and commerce. Now here's your hosts, Greater Chapin Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Paul Sadler, and Chapin Neighbors Magazine's Daniel Rendelman.
Hi there, this is Daniel Rendelman with the Chapin Neighbors Magazine.
And this is Paul Sadler with the Greater Chapin Chamber of Commerce.
And Paul, who are we talking to today?
We have a treat today.
Okay, really?
We do. We've got my friend, a board member, and a local fun Chapin personality.
Celebrity, really?
Celebrity.
Oh, go on.
I would go that far.
Is she blushing?
A little. For the listeners who can't see that,
She might be.
there may be some blush.
So, today we have Nancy Williamson with us. Nancy, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
This is going to be fun. This will be a good time, Nancy. So let's just start off with something super easy. Let's talk about what you do and why
And
you
who
do
is
it.
Nancy?
And who are you?
Who is Nancy?
Well, Nancy wears many hats. So I work for Scott Hanner State Farm on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I'm his marketing department, basically. And then on Mondays and Fridays, I run my personal business, Carolina Web Design and Business Consulting.
Cool. You do wear a few hats during the week, then, don't you?
And family.
I do have a family hat. I've got a husband and 3 children, and my youngest is going to college, but we've got one more year of that left, and then we'll be empty nesters.
Oh, are you looking forward to that?
Yes, I am.
And many people in town also know Nancy as the Mask Lady.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
So in 2020, do y'all remember we had this little pandemic called COVID?
I heard about it.
Did you hear about it?
When was this?
I know, it seems like a bad
The
dream.
Rona.
The Rona.
Yes. So I started making masks for my family and for all my neighbors. I live in 40 Love in Chapin. And then I started getting all these crazy requests. Can you please make 12 masks for my friend in California? Can you make 18 masks for my cousin in New York? So I was getting a little worn out, but I did want to help protect everybody. So Midlands Gives was coming up, and I knew that we could maybe make some extra money for them. They're a great local nonprofit that helps serve people that are having a financial crisis and that need to eat. And
So it's like, we care?
Yes, we care. So I made a deal. I started selling my masks for $10, and for every mask that I got, I gave We Care $10 for it. I gave them all the money.
So you didn't take anything from
I
that.
didn't take
I
anything.
paid less for mine.
You
I
did?
made him. Well, you're my cousin, so I'm giving you one free.
Sorry.
You may have got a couple extras free. So my mama bought all of our products. She wanted to help, but she's not really a sewer. So she brought all of the products we could get. We ran out of elastic there for a few weeks. But my sister, who just retired from being a nurse, bought her first sewing machine. And I bamboozled my neighbor into helping, and we would just sew all day in my kitchen. And we accidentally made about $63,000 for We Care.
Wow.
$63,000.
Quick math. How many masks is that if they were $10 a piece?
Well, mine weren't $10 a piece, so I don't know about the others.
mean,
No.
That's so many free.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of math.
So it was an accident.
I had a USC Gamecocks mask.
Oh, you were very special because
Why?
we only had a little bit of that.
I got
blue
early.
One. I had a blue one, and what else did I? A Yoda. I think I had a baby
Yeah,
Yoda
and I
one.
think you had a Halloween one too.
I think I had a
made
Halloween one, too.
Halloween
Face
stuff.
mask you had.
Yes, I did.
That's my.
To protect you, I did. Yes.
Yes,
So
indeed.
you did this. You raised the money for We Care, which was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
That passion coming through, and seeing the difference that made in many, many lives, and has continued. Not only did the masks save lives and help people, but also the donations that people gave.
Yeah.
That's just unreal.
Right. Some
That's
people
a lot of money.
donated extra money. Some people would drop off material and supplies, and I would know who they were because
Some people didn't pay the $10.
Some people just took advantage of me. No. Early on, actually, I had a neighbor that brought me. He brought over 2 gallons of milk, vitamin D, and 2%. He didn't know what I liked.
Wow.
Red and white wine,
Wow.
and some toilet paper. So,
Wow.
Toilet paper back then was
Those are
toilet paper back then. Remember we had the
Yes.
toilet paper crisis, which
I do
which
remember
is
that.
in looking back, it does seem like a lifetime ago, but seeing the difference that you made in lives, really showing your servant, this attitude that you have of being a servant to the community, that servant heart. Also, serving on other boards in the past with the Chamber of Commerce board now.
Right. Yeah. Last year you were our chair of the board.
Yes, I was.
And so
I
that was awesome. So, I've been with the chamber now for almost 3 years. So you were you were the third chairperson who I had worked for then. And you did a great job. Tell us some of those highlights from last year and what you enjoyed the most about being the chair of the chamber.
Well, I really enjoyed getting to know our new members. I made it a special point to kind of seek them out and maybe welcome them a little bit more than I would have had I not been the chair. So I really enjoyed that. And just, watching you grow the chamber has been great because the chamber has really grown in leaps and bounds these last few years. So you've done a great job. And so that's been fun. It's been really neat to see that.
Yeah. So those are some of the volunteer things you've done. So Nancy, tell us about your business and kind of what you specialize in.
So I am a certified business advisor, a CBA, and I like to help businesses get started. I like to help them get online, and I like to help them with their web presence. So building websites for small businesses is what I like to do, and I also like to help them with their Google business listing and their Facebook business pages, and help them determine which social media accounts they need to have.
Who are you certified though by? I'm sorry to jump in.
No, go ahead.
The University of Toledo.
Oh, and you've got like certain certificates with Google, right?
Right. I'm an official Google partner with.
She's a Googler.
That's
I'm a Googler.
Fancy.
So fancy.
Nancy.
Fancy Nancy. That's right. So yes, I'm an official Google partner, and I can help small businesses get online and help them understand how to use their business listing so search engines can find them and tell people that are looking for their products.
That was going to be my next question. Why is it so important for businesses, small businesses in particular, to have a website, to have, to be on Google? Why is it important to have all of that?
So it's super important to have your web presence because when people are wanting to buy something or if they're wanting a service, they're going to go to their phone or their laptop or their tablet and they're going to search for your products and services. So if you don't have those listed on your website or if you don't have a website, you're not going to show up. So your competition is going to get all the business.
So that's important to have all of that. And I'm sure people can get in touch with you and you can help them with that, right?
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Now, didn't you work with the Small Business Development Center as well?
Yes, I loved my job at the Small Business Development Center. That's when I became certified as a business advisor, and we helped thousands of people. I worked for the Newberry College Small Business Development Center. I ran that for about 10 years. And in that capacity, I became a Google partner, and I became a certified business advisor, and I did workshops quarterly for Google and quarterly for web design and for SEO, search engine optimization. So I really had a passion for helping small businesses understand that part of their business because I found that they were really, really great at what they did, and they wore many hats in their business, but they just didn't have time to understand or to learn about the website and everything that goes with that.
Mm-hmm. So on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, you work for Scott Hanner State Farm. And, what brought you into that line of work? What made you decide to go that route?
I have been working with Scott Hanners for 5 years, and you will see me wearing bright red, usually on those days. And people don't recognize me if I don't have my red on.
No, they don't. That is a true story. If I see you on a Monday or a Friday,
when I think of State Farm, I don't even think of Jake anymore.
Who's
I
that?
just think of Nancy.
Nancy.
I mean,
right? Nancy from State Farm.
Of course, Nancy.
I agree. So I've known Scott for a long, long time. But he moved into Chapin. He moved down the street from me. So he was a good neighbor. And his daughter was young and my daughter was young. They were in like first grade, I think. And they became very best of friends. And so they were really good friends for a long time before we ended up switching our policies over to State Farm. My daughter started driving and our insurance went crazy, tripled. So we got a quote from Scott. We switched over. And so I had a good relationship with him. And his wife, I play tennis with Debbie. So we had, we'd known them for a long, long time. And it came to be the perfect timing. He was looking for somebody to do marketing locally. And I was looking to really do more locally in Chapin. I loved working in Newberry. It was wonderful. I loved the town, and I loved the small businesses that I helped, but I really wanted to be helped by my friends and the small businesses here in Chapin. So it worked out really well because in that capacity, being his marketing director, I could also get out in the public and help the community with certain things. And that's what he wanted. He wanted me to be a presence in places that he couldn't be.
Do you think there's like some myths that people believe about insurance that you're able to overcome? Are there things like that happen?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of myths about insurance. We absolutely have no control over the rates, first off. So they are what they are. But also a lot of folks are kind of scared to switch over their policies or get a quote. And it really only takes like a minute. We just need like 5 things, like your name and address, and we can get started with that. So that's a big myth. It doesn't take a lot of time, but a lot of people feel like it might. So they don't want to hassle with getting quotes.
Wait a minute, it doesn't take like 4 hours and give you all of my information?
Oh, yeah.
Blood sample, any of that?
No, not at all.
No.
The longest time it will take is for you to pull your wallet out and so pull out your driver's license, because we do need your
No, not right now, Paul.
I was pulling it out.
Right.
I thought I was getting a quote right now.
Yeah, well, I don't actually quote. We have quoting agents in the office that do that.
Yes.
So yeah, and we've got Greg and Laura that do all the quoting, and they do a fantastic job, and they want to be sure that you have the best coverage and the best premium and the best deductible for your situation.
So that's for the insurance side. Are there any myths about the web side, the development side there?
Oh my Lord, I could talk about that all day. So you might have to shut me up. But
we
yes,
will. Daniel will.
Yeah, he'll say good. But yes, there are so many myths out there. A lot of people say, I hate Google. They call me all the time, and I'm like, girl, Google will never call you, and it's impossible to find a human. But there are companies that will lie and say that they're Google trying to call you. So that's a big myth about Google. A lot of websites, people think that they have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to have a good, effective website, and that's just not true. So, I work with a lot of nonprofits that we even use free hosted websites, and when they are Googled, they are found. So, I've worked with Google, so I know about the search engine optimization. So there are a lot of myths about insurance and web design.
So when you're not working...
Wait, you don't work? There's free time?
A little, right? What are you doing? What do you spend your time doing? I know we mentioned some of the volunteer work that you've done.
Bonbons, and I sit by my pool and drink margaritas.
Yes.
Oh, man. That
a good
is
life.
awesome.
That would be nice.
One
day.
That's
One
the
day.
dream. That's the dream. No, I don't have a lot of free time because, being a business owner is 24/7. So
Right.
I am always helping my clients. Sometimes I have several clients that just need me for 5 minutes, but all that really adds up. So I am usually on my computer helping clients, but I found during COVID that I really like gardening. So I started planting flowers, and I enjoyed watching them grow with our group of folks in the house that couldn't get out. So I kind of like to garden.
But you do like to play tennis too, is that right?
I do. I'm the captain of my tennis team.
Ooh,
Wow.
Captain.
3-0. The lowest is 2.5. So
Hey, that's okay.
So we're slow and steady. But yeah, that's really fun. I have a group of girls where we've been on the team called the Swingers because we swing rackets.
You swing
Of course.
Of
Swing
course.
rackets,
I
we're the
didn't
swingers.
think any other way.
And we have a lot of fun. So yeah, I play tennis.
That's fun.
And the garden.
Yes, I like to garden.
And I heard something about like flowers or basil or what's going on there?
So I grew up on a farm, and we always had acres and acres of vegetables. And I thought I would never, ever, ever have a garden again. But we have this tiny little garden, and it has tomatoes and peppers and spices and herbs. And my favorite herb is basil. I like it on just about everything. And I like the way it smells. So I even have basil in some of my flower pots. So yeah.
All right.
So Nancy, we're going to start to wrap up this episode of this podcast here soon. But before we go, what is one thing you wish people knew about your business, whether that's Carolina Web Design and Business Consulting or at the farm?
Okay, well, there is okay. Oh my gosh, just one thing.
Hey, you can pick 2 things if you want. I just said one thing. If you want to pick 2 or 3, that's fine.
So State Farm has this program called Quotes for Good, and I really enjoy talking about that. We help local nonprofits. We help them with fundraising. So what I like to do is go and talk with the person that's in charge. We help churches, sports teams, really any kind of nonprofit. We've helped We Care, we've helped Good Works. We've worked with all the local nonprofits.
Fidelis Family
We've worked
Retreat
with
too,
Fidelis,
right? Yeah.
So if you call and get a home and auto quote, then Scott will donate $20 to that cause.
$20?
Yes, $20.
Whoa.
So, and he has literally donated thousands of dollars to local causes. And so I'm really proud to be part of that. And,
Absolutely.
kind of along that line, one thing I like to do is I like to pick a nonprofit each year. And this is just personally for my business. I like to help them and make a free website for them.
Mm-hmm.
So this year, the nonprofit that I chose was the Chapin Historical Association.
All right.
So we've got that website going, and that's up. And there's a lot of information. Daniel's been giving me some information.
So this Chapin Historical Association has been contributing some articles to the Chapin Neighbors magazine, and
wonderful.
telling some amazing stories, which will be posted there, and kind of continuing that. It's that group really does a fantastic job, and really showing your heart as well for giving back. Now, over time, as you've given back, I mean, you're a working mom. You faced a lot of hardships. Any advice or any thoughts on that and what you've been able to overcome yourself?
So I had a really hard time when I transitioned to working and leaving my kids at home. That was really hard for me. So I just want to give all those working moms out there a shout out and just let them know that it's okay to have some dust in the corner and to have laundry that needs to be washed. So, enjoy that time, because believe it or not, they grow up.
And they grow up fast, too. Holy cow.
During the time, it seems like it takes forever, but now looking back, it's like, wow, I can't believe the time. So definitely enjoy that time with your kids. And I'm so thankful that I did go back to work, because now what would I do?
Well, family's most important.
Time.
Yeah, family's most
That's
important.
right.
So
That's
Paul, did you know that Nancy and I are actually related?
Related?
Yes, he's my cousin.
You don't look alike.
Actually, I might be his aunt. I don't know.
Oh.
I think it's cousin.
So, Daniel is my nephew Steven's, wife Amanda's, cousin Sarah's husband.
Wait.
It's true.
That
doesn't even make any sense.
He's my nephew's cousin. So I'm like your auntie.
Auntie Nancy.
Oh, wow.
You can just call me Aunt Nance.
There you go.
That's
Aunt
what my
Nance.
babies call me.
Aunt Nancy.
Aunt Nancy. Well, that's an interesting fact.
Yes.
Well, and one thing I love about Nancy is that she treats everybody like they're part of her family.
Yes.
Because sometimes it turns out they are.
Yes, indeed. Fun fact about Nancy. So before I was here at the Chamber of Commerce, I was with the YMCA of Columbia, and we were a part of the Chapin Chamber of Commerce. And Nancy was an ambassador with the Chapin Chamber at the time, and I was her, what do we call it?
Ambassadee.
An ambassadee. So I knew Nancy before we even had this relationship here at the Chamber. That's pretty cool.
It is.
I thought that was pretty cool.
You never know.
You never know. So Nancy, how can our listeners learn more about you, get in touch with you? If they need to contact you at the farm or at Carolina Web Design, how do they hear about you? How can they get to you?
I'd like to think if they Googled Nancy Williamson, Chapin, that they would find me very, very quickly. But you can always call me, text me. I love to meet up with you for coffee at Bart's or Coffee Shelf or any of the coffee shops here in town. And I'd love to tell you about my business or about Scott's insurance business. And yeah.
So I just Googled you. I just Googled Nancy Williamson Chapin.
Wait a minute. Are you certified to be Googling?
I don't know. Will I get in trouble for doing this?
Well, he's not an official city partner.
Look at this.
Right.
This is amazing. One is a picture of you that says Nancy is amazing.
Oh, I love that.
That was from Google. But all of
Google.
these pictures are of you making face masks.
Oh, yes.
WIS.
Oh, yeah.
Chapin Neighbors
I was
Magazine.
Chapin famous
Facebook.
for
LinkedIn.
5 minutes.
Right.
For 5 minutes.
You are all over the place. So, Nancy, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you for doing all that you do for the community. We appreciate you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me. It's been fun talking about myself.
Well, and that's part of what we do with the Chapin Neighbors podcast, where we bring people together with these stories and getting to know everyone that makes our community such an amazing place to live, work, play, and stay.
Absolutely. Till next time.
Bye-bye. See ya.
This has been the Chamber Neighbors podcast, where we highlight all that makes our community special. We hope you've enjoyed this time together, and will subscribe and share these episodes. Till next time, neighbors.